Hello. Good morning. It's still dark here. Happy Boxing Day. Guess why? I'm telling you, I'm so sensitive. I haven't been drinking hardly any water. It's just been like sparkling apple cider and tea. And now, well, I need to drink more water. I think I'm going to read and then go back to bed. I'm so tired. Anyway, today we are we're doing our main meal today because we're a day behind schedule. I had gone to my uncle's on Christmas Eve. And by the time I had done all that and had a big meal and came home, like, I was done. There was no way. I was so tired. I ate too much turkey. And so we put up the tree yesterday, if you can imagine. And I made all the Christmas Eve food. And oh my Lord, we gorged ourselves. I was suffering. Anyway, let's read one chapter and then I'm going back to bed. Well, we might read two, because the first one is very short. But we'll see. Okay, chapter 9 is entitled Tomato Soup. I bet you Ronald says tomato, so I'll say tomato. Tomato soup, said Ronald. That's our code word. He grinned boyishly. If we're going to keep our secret, we may as well do it properly. In the days that followed our first lovemaking, I tried to analyze my feelings about Major Ronald Ferguson. I was 32. He was 59. Okay, maybe she's just rounding up and saying 25 years. But she said 25 years. Okay, whatever. So that would make her 34, right? She said 25 years, so that would make her 34. I don't know. He could have been my father. And it would be quite likely that anyone seeing us together would jump to that conclusion. The phone calls had started again the very next day, and messages on my answer phone. Leslie, my darling, once again, take care. Thank you for those wonderful, precious moments. Take care, my little one. I cherish your reciprocated love as I have never cherished anything before. It makes me feel sick. Like, I actually feel sick. You know, there's nothing, I was wondering if yesterday I came across as being like, oh, he's old and ugly. That's not what I mean. It's not because he's 59. That's young. You know, the older you get, the more you start to realize, like, oh, 60's not old. It's not that he's 59. He's still a relatively young man, in my opinion. Well, it's the eyebrows. You know, he is kind of craggy. Listen. If he looked like Robert Redford, this wouldn't be a problem, would it? It's that he, I guess, it's the whole package. It's the eyebrows. Why is his mouth open like that? I say with an open mouth. You know, just like, and the eyebrows are really off-putting. It's the body language, it's everything, and then it's just icky. It's the massage parlor. It's the multiple affairs. It's the young wife at home with the little, she's home with 3 babies. Good Lord. Oh my God. Did he really say this? I cherish your reciprocated love. Does anyone talk like that? Oh my, it's windy. Good day to stay home. I had to try to appear demure, offhand, cool, sophisticated, you name it. but I was both flattered and excited by having such an obvious effect on a man who was a recognized and respected figure in the twin worlds of royalty and extreme riches. Worlds that remain only a pipe dream, a receding horizon, a fantasy land for most of us. Joey, come here. Come on. Don't you wake up, Papa. Don't do it. That's what apparently the animals call my man. That's how especially the bunny, because he's the baby. Come on. Listen, I gave Joey a Timbit, which is, I don't know what they're called in the U.S. You can get them at Dunkin' Donuts. Hold on. I've got the box right here. Do I? I do. Here's the box. My lord, I look like death warmed over. Gross. Alright. This is a Timbit. It's birthday cake. Come here. He loves Timbits. Come here. Here. Come on. Anyway, so I shared one with him, and he's been ungovernable ever since because he wants another one. Come here. Come here. There you go. You have it? Oh, yes. Purr. Okay. That's enough of that. Set that aside. All right. So what was I saying? It's not that he's 59. It's that he's the way he is. For me, fantasy was about to become fact. Comfort and closeness. That was what I wanted from Ronald. He filled a void at a time when I was terribly vulnerable, with my marriage in turmoil, business worries, and our lovely home about to be repossessed. It was a time of dreadful uncertainty and anxiety. I realized that these were key factors as we became more enmeshed in the web we had spun for ourselves, and I felt drawn towards him in a bond of genuine affection as I grew to know him better. Ronald gave me what I wanted, comforting me, hugging me, cosseting me, loving me. But another voice inside me, small but insistent, kept saying, "This is stupid. This is not going to work. This is a married man you're tangling with." Yeah, like, say it like it's big news. Oh, this, like you have this, deep wisdom residing inside of you. A small voice inside of me said, "This isn't going to work. This is a married man." Well, shocker. How revelatory. Should have been more than a small voice. Alright, I'm just being nasty. Alright, let me see. I think I get so annoyed how it's like, something about his words didn't seem quite right, but I didn't know what it was. Maybe the part where he's like, "I haven't had sex outside my marriage. This is the first time. And I haven't had sex since my child was born. I haven't had sex in 6 years." Right. But another voice inside me, small but insistent. Oh, I already read that part. Okay. "Oh, hello, sir. I know you don't love me. You just want a donut." But now here I was, being courted by one of the best-known married men in the whole of Britain, a man instantly recognizable in America and across the world. Okay, she's really overstating this, obviously, because she doesn't really know. He's not instantly recognizable in America. He would be instantly recognizable within the community of polo, probably depending on where you were. In the California polo community, maybe yes. Not instantly recognizable in America. Definitely not. Okay. For the next 2 weeks, we met on a couple of occasions for lunch in Knightsbridge. But we didn't sleep together again immediately. I was being torn in all sorts of ways, confused about getting into something that might prove too deep, yet not wanting to lose somebody special either. We had long talks on the phone. The conversations usually began with discussions about the projected polo tournament, then moved into other fields, and into the first unhealthy signs of the obsession that would grow to envelop and haunt me. I have found my soulmate, Ronald declared, but what on earth can I do about it? I can never be natural in public. And again, more messages left for me. Can you have any idea just how much I want to hug you, to put my arms around you and feel your comfort? I was due to go to Palm Beach in Florida for Christmas, and then on to Colorado for some skiing in the Haute Couture resort of Aspen. Some friends I had met on a previous trip to America had a chalet there, and it would not be wildly expensive. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that the quote ended. I was like, this is a strange quote. I'm like, this is very long. Okay, let me go back. Lord, I gotta go back to bed. Okay, the message is this. Can you have any idea just how much I want to hug you, to put my arms around you and feel your comfort? Full stop. I was due to go to Palm Beach in Florida for Christmas, and then on to Colorado for some skiing in the Haute Couture resort of Aspen. Some friends I had met on a previous trip to America had a chalet there, and it would not be wildly expensive. It would be a little expensive no matter what. Yet you're talking about your house being repossessed. It's like, I don't understand this woman. It's like she talks out of both sides of her mouth. Like, you'd think if your house was on the verge of being repossessed, you'd like stay home and sort yourself. What do I know? I love skiing, and the Rockies have wonderful, wide, easy slopes that go on forever, unlike Switzerland, which is far more challenging with its narrower runs. What was it that Noel Coward once said? The trouble with Switzerland, my dears, is that it is so perpendicular. Ronald was not at all happy about my going away. Already, by that winter of 1990, he had given me the first of what would eventually turn out to be an avalanche of presents, including, believe it or not, a polo pony that had once belonged to the Prince of Wales. But for now, it was an early Christmas present of a bottle of Cartier perfume that he handed across the table at the end of a lunch in a chic restaurant behind Harrods. He took my hand and said earnestly, above all else, Leslie, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable about what happened between us. If you do, it will never happen again, I promise. Thank you, I told him quietly. Our eyes met in a long look. And he got the message. The lady wasn't saying yes, but she wasn't saying no. I fished in my handbag. This is for you. It was a silver tie pin from the gift shop at the Victoria and Albert Museum. It had a silver house on it with silver smoke curling up from the chimney. I had written on a card, this is a little house for you to put your heart in when you feel really lonely. Gross, this is disgusting. Both. I'm sorry, that is just insufferable. You tell me, though. All right. Ronald stared down at it in silence. When he looked up again, I saw that his eyes had misted over. All he could do was shake his head. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, what a glib thing to say. Here's a silver tie pin to stick my heart in when I feel lonely. Thanks. Anyway. All he could do was shake his head. It was the first real glimpse I had of the depth of the emotions he kept so securely hidden from the world. In that moment, I thought to myself, I'm starting to fall in love with this man. Before we left, he said, all right, tomato soup. Will you give me your number? So that's not just a code word, it's her nickname. Will you give me your number? Will you give me your palm? Will you give me your number in Palm Beach so I can ring you on Christmas Day? I'll have Jane with me, but I can escape to the study so no one will hear. Who's Jane? Oh, his daughter. Well, where's your wife and your children on Christmas Day? You got one grown child, but where's... The call duly came through from wintry Basingstoke to sunny Florida. God, I envy you, Ronald said, but without any rancor. I just wish I was there. I thought a lot about my galloping major while I was lazy. You know what it reminds me of? It just reminds me of Love Actually, which I hate that movie. Okay, I'm probably going to cause a riot. I hate Love Actually. I think there's no redeeming value in that film whatsoever. It is the worst of humanity. It's the worst of deceit, cowardice, deception. I hate it. I hate it. Okay, I almost put it on this Christmas because I'm like, oh, go on then. You know, everyone loves it. Why don't I give it a go again? No. I'm like, I'm not going to sully my Christmas with this load of tripe. All right. Anyway, sorry. If you love it, I'm so sorry. Most people do. A lot of white people really love Love Actually. That's what George said to me. He's Arab. He's always like, Shannon, why do white people love Love Actually so much? I'm like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Anyway, but this reminds me of the Alan Rickman character. That's only, you know, maybe not so, I don't know. I found Alan Rickman absolutely skeezy in that film. I love Alan Rickman, but in that one, anyway, it's giving me those vibes. You know, his poor little wife. Okay. And you know what other Christmas movie I hate that so many people like? Is The Family Stone. I hate that too. Can't stand it. I mean, I'm a nativity Danger in the Manger girl. All right? I'm a Christmas Story girl. What else? It's a Wonderful Life. It Happened on Fifth Avenue. A Holiday Affair. Oh, if you get a chance to watch A Holiday Affair. Maybe. Well, keep your eyes open. I'll see what I can do. For Silver Screen Holidays, I'm still going to be posting some Christmassy. Like, we're going to keep it going. I've decided I'm going to post every day. Remember, my goal was to have 4 films a day for those of us who are, you know, home alone. Anyway, I'm trying my best. I did 4 yesterday. Maybe I did 5. I don't know. I think I did. I don't know. I only did 1 on Christmas Eve. I failed you. But anyway, in this in-between time, we'll slowly work our way out of Christmas content, but not yet. Okay. Sorry, I'm distracted and sleepy. All right. Oh gosh, he just wishes he wasn't in Basingstoke. He just wishes he was in Florida. I thought a lot about my galloping major while I was lazing away the hours in the sun. Christmas Day in the Sunshine State is a curious anomaly. Picnics on the beach, or for other families, it can be traditional turkey for lunch, except that the bird is barbecued on the patio and the kids are splashing noisily about in the pool. It's all very odd if you have been brought up hoping to find the snow piled up outside the window when you wake up on Christmas morning. I was the guest at the house rented out. I was the guest at a house rented out for polo-playing friends by the Mexican ace Memo Gacida, so I did not wish to appear ungrateful. But behind the smiles and the endless "have a nice day" wherever I set foot, I longed for a really traditional taste of Christmas. The walk to the local pub through snowy lanes encrusted with frost, the long, lazy Christmas lunch with crackers, and the funny hats I remembered from my childhood. And the Queen's speech at 3 p.m., when all we could manage was to sit like stuffed penguins around the fire and listen to Her Majesty's dulcet tones, wishing us health and happiness in the year ahead. When Ronald came on the line, it was late afternoon in Hampshire, morning in Florida. We'll be having lunch later, he said. Are you enjoying yourself? The people are very nice, I said noncommittally. I think I'd rather be home. All of a sudden, I thought I would bring him some Christmas cheer. Did I ever tell you the silliest joke I ever got out of a cracker? No, let's hear it. It had stuck with me since I was 15. Billy. What's that dog you've got? Bobby. It's my new bloodhound. Come here, Pongo. Billy. That doesn't look much like a bloodhound to me. Bobby. Bleed for the man, Pongo. Ronald's gruff chuckle came 3,000 miles down the line. I'll try to remember that one, he said, as courteous as ever, but somehow I doubted if he would ever tell it to his family around the table. I could almost hear him thinking, oh no, not another Leslie joke. I returned to London in mid-January, to a country full of doom and gloom, accentuated by the ever-growing threat of the Gulf War. For weeks, America had been tense under the gathering thunderclouds. They had even affected the hedonistic sidewalks of Aspen. There, the skiing jet-setters were treated to a daily diet of war preparations on TV, which gave the idle rich pause for thought. But then I came home, and within 24 hours of returning, I was in bed with him again. And this time, how different it was. Ronald called me as I was unpacking my single case in my bedroom at Gablecott. The house was on the market, and I was fighting a losing battle with the bank, who were after repossession. But for the moment, I was able to remain there, though sometimes I felt like a tightrope walker, watching the wire fraying under my feet, with no safety net to break my fall. Lunch tomorrow, he said firmly. Usual place, usual time. Usual table. Can you make it? That meant 1 o'clock at Claridge's. For some reason, I felt a surge of excitement. I can make it, I said. We sat together in the familiar corner table of the causerie. Scampi arrived for him and Dover sole for me, along with, crisp, Chablis? I don't know. I don't know anything about wine. Sorry. But now I felt an extra warmth between us, a new umbilical cord linking us in our mutual longing. I have some longings myself. I noticed the silver tie pin with its little silver house on his red and blue striped household cavalry tie, and I felt pleased that he had worn it for me. First, Ronald had to get something off his chest. Oh, never mind. I just don't know. I mean, him and his wife must not have been close, because if my man suddenly wore a little trinket, I'd be like, what's that? Where'd it come from? Where'd you get it? What? Maybe his wife didn't care. He sounds a little insufferable. She's probably glad to have him out of the house. Probably glad he wasn't grunting and gasping on her. First, Ronald had to get something off his chest. It's Sarah, he said without preamble. Things just aren't right at home. Can you guess what she told me last night? That she and Diana have had some sort of pact about their marriages. Both of them have decided they aren't in love with their husbands, and they're going to leave them together and support each other. I told her, don't be so ridiculous, but you never know with that girl. So, this book came out, 4 years before Fergie's book came out? So, I think her book came out in 96 or 97. So, Leslie Players was called My Story first. I'm trying to think, is it behind me? It is. But it's under a stack of books. You know what? Here's something weird about me. I always think that I can turn my neck around like an owl. And then I'm always surprised when I can't. My neck is always stiff. My neck is always hurting because I'm always overextending it because I always think that it has more mobility than it does. Okay, so let's piece this together. Leslie Player's book was called My Story, and it was published first. And I think she is telling the truth about some of the stuff because, I think Sarah talked about some of this. Sarah herself talked about some of this later. So obviously Ronald was just a yappin'. And I mean, we do know he was a yapper because he came out with his book, and then Sarah felt very, very betrayed. So it's just so funny because Leslie is always talking out of both sides of her mouth, because on one hand she's like, oh, he just doesn't have anyone to talk. Oh, he's so private, this private man. If that's privacy, God help us all. Okay, he had to get something off his chest. They decided to leave their husbands, and I told her, don't be ridiculous, but you never know with that girl. He was less forceful this time, less pressing in his attentions, and as a result, I relaxed and I felt I could be myself. We talked about life and about love. People always say that when you're in love, you become who you really are, I told him, expounding on a subject I always loved to discuss, as long as it was with the right person. You don't have to pretend. You can be yourself. I go one stage further. I believe that when you are truly deeply in love, you become the person you always wanted to be in your dreams. Does that sound very silly? Ronald shook his head and smiled at me. No, Leslie, it doesn't sound silly at all. He drove me to Ham in his burgundy BMW estate, and this time it was as if we were two different people, caring, passionate, selfless in our lovemaking, each wanting to give fully to the other. I took the initiative again, but this time his response equaled mine, and we were two kindred spirits locked in one another's arms, living only for the moment in that pastel green room with the dark January night outside the window, another world away. When it was over, even though I had not actually experienced total fulfillment. Girl, just tell us that you couldn't have an orgasm. I lay back amid the rumpled cream sheets and thought, this is heaven. Well, it's hell to me. I took I took Ronald's hand and led him back to my bedroom, into the bathroom where I ran the jacuzzi, while he lounged back in the swirling whirlpool, happily naked. Why is she... Well, I didn't think that he was in his suit in the whirling jacuzzi. I don't know why, happily naked. Honestly, she's about as subtle as a cannon. Anyway, she drives me nuts. Happily naked, I wrapped a towel around myself and padded barefoot downstairs to rummage for a half a dozen candles. I also collected a bottle of champagne from the fridge and a couple of glasses on my way back. Then I went back for 6 empty wine bottles in the scullery. Okay, so I think she's going to stick candles in them. I have a thing, actually in quotes, about candlelight. It is surely the most romantic light in all the world. Oh, you're so unique. The jacuzzi was big enough for 4 people, but we weren't expecting any more guests that night. As I placed the candles in the bottles and arranged them around the jacuzzi against the wall, our faces were lit by the glow of the candles as I sank down into the warm, foaming water. Ronald poured the champagne, and in the flickering light we toasted each other. To us, he said. To the future, I responded. From that moment, our affair began in earnest. Gag me. Please comment, is this not excruciating? I'm ill. Oh, God. My stomach is turned. That'll put you off your lunch, you know? Ugh. Gag me with a spoon. Okay. It's just starting to become light out. I'm going back to bed. Okay. I will be posting a series of films throughout the day. I do have one. It's like a 3. I put 3 together. So it's like a little mini marathon. I meant to do them all like that, so it would just be like one post, but it honestly, like, to put them together in the editing software, and then you have to like export it, and then that takes a long time, and then to upload them on YouTube takes a long time, and it doesn't take very long when I just put them one by one, so I got lazy. All right, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful Boxing Day, and just relax and enjoy yourself and eat yourself silly. That's what I'm gonna do. But first, I'm gonna go back to bed. I will be with you later on today, either probably not reading, but I will post our classic films. All right, I will see you very soon.